Hey yo, it's your boy Ming in the house without the other Ming, and it's alright because it's a brand new week and this is the last week of the year. It's a freaking honor to walk you through the last week of the worst year of our lives. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome to the Tabletop Podcast. My name is Ming, and usually I'm joined by another Ming, but he's not here today because he's taking care of the baby. It's fine. I've got some two very special, handsome, talented, sweet voice-sounding guys joining me for today's podcast. But before we jump into that, let's take a moment to think about your year. That's enough, because that's all this year warrants. But to be honest, it's been a tough year, guys. I know we're all going to be in that season of spending just the end of 2020 and the early part of 2021, reflecting, thinking about what went wrong, what went right, how we can be better. And I won't blame you if you have a lot of reflection posts on your timeline, because I probably will have that too. I'll probably unfollow some people. But realistically, I don't think any of us need to set any resolutions for 2021. Just copy paste what you had for last year and we'll redo that for the brand new year. Speaking about the brand new year, I've got some brand new guests with us in the studio. They're not actually in the studio today, but it doesn't matter because with the power of the internet, we actually have guests from Singapore with us on today's podcast. If you saw the topic and you clicked it, you already know we've got the talented, handsome gentleman, the beautiful gentleman across the border. We've got Gentle Bones Joel and Mr. Ben Kheng on the line. Hello, handsome man. Woo, let me get
you
that.
handsome.
Oh yeah.
You handsome.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Gentlemen, how are you guys?
Great.
Like that, law.
I love that. You guys are just. Do you guys choose to also wear dark colors to represent your emotions?
It's just a Singaporean thing. We reflect the depression and existential crisis of our nation.
I'm ready to be Singaporean already. Thanks so much for joining us for this last podcast of the year, dude. It's been I don't want to jump into the questions straight away, so maybe I'll leave that for later. What do you guys eat for lunch? Let's talk about that.
What do you have for lunch? I don't think I had lunch. Wow, I'm
real
a
healthy,
terrible
Ben.
human being. What do you?
Okay, Joel, what do you have for lunch?
Cook some rice.
Look at this guy, just white rice, straight up.
And some air fried seaweed chicken.
This guy.
What about you,
Freaking
man?
Gordon Ramsay. I had like some Italian sandwich. It was okay. It's quite nice.
Wow.
I have a question. Do you when you go out? This is more for Gentle Bones, right? When you go out, when people recognize you and see you and come up and say hi to you, what do they call you? What up, GB? What's up, Bones? Like what do they call you? What do you prefer to be called?
They usually just double check my identity. Then I'll just say yes. And then
Are you Gentle Bones?
have a good day.
So they don't even then it's like hi, are you Gentle Bones? That's your name when you go out.
apparently sometimes.
Do people like try to get cozy and comfortable with you? Because you know when you have like when you have a stage name, when you have that sort of like identity and the brand built up over the years, it's Gentle Bones, right? But then do they come and like, hey, what's up, Joel? Like, do you get that as well?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. But
Okay,
I think
and
Ben
is
gets
that
that a
okay?
lot more
Like-
than I do. I don't
Okay.
really get it that often.
Ben, do you get like, hey, what's up, Sam Willow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I still get called Sam Willows. Yeah. No,
Okay, sweet. This is, I love that because I think for a long time for us when we started off, people come, excuse me,
Ming.
the Ming thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's not my
Just
name.
the one thing.
Ming,
like you.
Ming Ting. I'm like, whoa, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
But it's even better when they're like, hey, Genie boy, or like, then cool. I'm like, yes, you got the right person.
I got called Dekosh once. Hey, that's
really?
probably the.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know why I got called Dekosh. I
I feel like obviously the
Yeah.
internet is really bad. Like buffering at 180, you can't see the difference of the people behind pixels.
Yes, yeah,
But okay,
clearly.
never mind of like mistaken identities. Today we're talking about the year with this handsome gentlemen, with Joel and Ben. We're talking about what it's been like over there in Singapore, because over here in Malaysia, it has been. We were just talking about it before the camera started rolling. It's a freaking roller coaster. At one point, I was just saying to the guys, we almost beat COVID. We were like, walao, Singapore, look at your numbers. And then just like how it always is, times 3. And now we're back to like 1,000 a day. And you guys are what, clocking at like 20, 25 a day? That's crazy.
Stop making a competition, yeah. It's like
It's not a competition, but
yeah,
okay,
but,
never mind.
I mean, like we're doing okay. I think now we've had a couple of scares. But I think if all goes well, we should be able to reopen slightly next year if no one messes up. And we're very hard on people who mess up in Singapore in general. So I think like
Yeah, I know.
all eyes are on
You
everyone
guys have
to
like
not
no
screw
crime.
up. Yeah, we had one crime recently, or one crime solved, and like the whole country is like, oh my gosh, like crime. You know what I mean? Like when one case happens, like it's like a small town, everyone goes crazy.
It's quite dope. Over here, it's like every other weekday night after dinner, to be honest. But for you guys who are joining us again, welcome to the Tabletop Podcast. We are sitting down with Gentle Bones and Ben. We're talking about the Gentle Bones' latest EP collection, Better With You, and a song that you guys need to listen. So we're gonna plug that in maybe about right now for the post-production team to put in. And there you have it. That's that's Gentle Bones with Ben. Guys, I love the song. It's vibes. That's all. I got freaking goosebumps when I heard it for the first time. So guys, congratulations on the release. Thank you so much for bringing us good music in a tough year, right? We've got a bunch of questions. Some of them have been sourced from your fans, some of them from the internal team. So we're going to blaze through. We've also got a little game for you guys. So for everyone who's listening to this on Spotify, you probably might want to watch this and check this out on YouTube as well, because not only you get to see their beautiful faces, but also it's going to be a fun game that they're going to have to play because we already have them online. So might as well, right? So, okay, let's jump right in. Before I even touch this, because I feel everything we're about to talk about, even from the song as well, has to be about how rough this year has been. Maybe I want to get you guys to just share a bit, maybe more so about the song in particular, Better With You. Like, what is it about? Joel, take it away.
It's just a reminder to everybody out there that the world is better with you around, you know, including yourself, Ming Yue.
Oh my goodness, I just want to kiss you hard right now.
No cap.
I love that one-liner, dude. Straight up. Ben, what's Better With You about, in your words?
I don't know. I just want to get into this kissing situation. Is this
okay?
Is this
yeah,
like
guys, we're missing the plot, man.
Right.
Missing the friggin' plot.
I feel so left out. Hey, no, I mean, like, I think for me, okay, so Joel being the absolute genius that he is, right, with writing songs and writing catchy songs, he's the guy who came up to me at a wedding in which I was very drunk, and he was just like, "Hey, man, like let's do a song. We've been talking about it forever." I was like, "Let's do it, dude." And like, I didn't anticipate him to be like so like fast about it, but then a couple of days he like sent me like a voice message. It's like, and the voice message is like, "Hey Ben, the song is for you." And then he played the song, and I was like, man, like this shit's crazy. Like it was so hooky from the get. And I think for me it was so refreshing because like, you know how like it wasn't a song trying to be like cool or, you know, like dark and vibey. I think it was just a straight up uplifting song, which is like 100% what I feel like we need this year. Yeah. And it just felt like a breath of fresh air. You know what I'm saying? So
real, I think what you guys have put together, like for Joel, like what you've written as well, it's like, you know, everyone wants to do like this sort of encouraging, sort of like good vibes kind of thing, and you see on Instagram posts, and it does get quite cheesy oftentimes. But I feel like you guys captured it so freaking well. So please, if you still not listened to the song, stop listening to this podcast. I give you permission. Stop listening to this podcast and just go check it out, right? But let's dive in. Joel and Ben, how have you guys been doing personally since the start of 2020? I think things started to, like, shit hit the fan hard probably about March, just after Chinese New Year, right? And it was similar. I think Singapore actually started a bit earlier than us in terms of like cases coming in, because you guys have so many like foreigners coming in, right, from all over the world. Initially when it started, like, were you guys like, it's probably just like chicken pox, you probably like just go away in a few weeks? Was that on your, was that what you guys thought, Joe?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think we ever imagined it to last this long.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's just been really put a lot of things into perspective for me, you know, where we start at the baseline that you know, a lot of frontline workers are risking their lives of like trying to help the situation and keep it together for the country, and then you have your choice to stay at home whenever you want, and everything gets quite good from there, lah. You know.
Yeah, I think we were so braggy about it at the start, and we being Singapore, like, hey man, we got this in the bag. Like we're gonna clear this out. Singapore #1 again. You know, it was like we're gonna kick ass. And then we messed up. We messed up really, really bad. You know what I mean? And I think it was important that we messed up because it just goes to show that you really you need to have a level of empathy, but also you need to just care for people in general across the board, you know? But more so, I think like my year was already shit because like Kobe died. Like Kobe was like my, like,
Dude,
you know.
we were just talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
Like, how did we not see it coming?
He's gone. Was that?
No, not him. Just like the year was going to be bad.
Oh yeah, it was really going to be bad.
Away,
but I was
right?
like, it was a bad start for me already. I was like, it couldn't get any worse. And then it got worse.
Shucks, dude. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know why I'm smiling. Right, it's a bit of a
I know
shock,
it's not
Stop
the right
smiling,
emotion,
mate.
Ben. Put it away. Okay, but I think even in like for us in Malaysia, we had a 3-month lockdown. That was the first wave. I mean, for like we've talked about it on our previous podcast, and we've asked like a lot of creatives what they were up to as well. But for you guys in particular, maybe in terms of like your musical journey, and also maybe just like keeping yourself sane, what were you guys up to?
What were we up to? What were you up to? Joel's a man of mystery. We never know what he's up to until he decides to.
Joe bought an air fryer.
Yeah. What
I bought air fryer.
Yeah.
Philips.
Figured.
Shout out to
What were
Philips.
you doing besides? Were you I mean, as a musician, did you see this year as like, okay, I'm gonna be doing these couple of projects. I can't now because of the pandemic. I'm gonna reroute that. Was that the game plan for you mostly? And how else did you fill up your time at home when you locked in?
Man, that was really hard. Like, just us as musicians, we don't get to play live shows, so that was a huge bummer. You know, that's like a majority of our income.
Yeah.
And then, so I just made the most of it. Try to stay at home, write more songs. You know, I think like for me, it's like the positive part about it is like I managed to like fall back in love with writing music again.
Oh,
Which is
love
cool.
that, man.
Interesting. Yeah, you know, I never had this much time to write music as I did before I started my career. So.
Oh, okay. Wow, I like that. Ben, what about you?
I think the most interesting thing for me was trying to predict like what kind of like stuff people were gonna create. You know, besides Gal Gadot doing a celebrity sing-along video. You know, like some people got creative, some people got really cringy. And I was like, my mind was like, okay, everyone's going to write emo songs. Like, it's just going to be a year of Damien Rice and really sad stuff. But no, man, like we had Chromatica, we had Dua Lipa, right? We had like all these like super dancey songs, mostly thanks to TikTok. But what I mean is like, I think people were just having fun, man. Like, I think we managed to find a way to like lift our own spirits and party at home. So that was the nicest thing for me. I was like, okay, it's not as emo as I thought it would be. In fact, like, I think we kind of swung the opposite.
Yeah, I like that. Joel, you said that earlier when we were talking about like when COVID just hit, right? And like what we all thought would be just a couple of weeks that will blow over ended up being like the worst, pandemic we've ever seen. But for yourself, like when you said earlier that it put things into perspective, one thing that we realized was that when people were locked in and you couldn't go out and meet friends and meet like people and do social stuff, being in that same space all the time, being clockwork in your routine, gave you a lot more time to kind of like struggle or wrestle with the thoughts inside. Was that the sort of like journey that you had when you said you had a bit more time for different perspective?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the interesting thing about being a non-essential worker.
Yeah.
Is that there is like a benefits to that and you have a lot more freedom in terms of being able to work with like the economic situation and so to me there are benefits to that.
Was that where like the idea and the heart for Better With You came out as well? Just kind of like since you had that time thinking about like people around you, and everyone had a tough time.
You're right. Like the main inspiration for this song is a bit cheesy when I say it. I was really like inspired by Ben himself. It's like he has always been. I think both of us started around the same period of time where we were doing YouTube covers. I believe that's when we first met as well, and then we kind of the Sam Willows and me and Sugar Shay and quite a lot number of artists actually got like mainstream attention through doing YouTube alone. And so I think like Sam Willows has really been leading the way in terms of this new market of entertainment in the industry. And to see him like soar so high out of music, not just doing music, like doing acting and become the prominent figure that he is, has always been very inspirational towards me because he has been so positive and so strong throughout it all. Whereas for me, I didn't really take it so well. You know? So like just how he stayed so strong and been such a bright light to me has been very inspirational. So that's the root of how this song came about.
Dude, that's real, dude.
So I sent it to him. Yeah.
Shucks. Ben, oh man.
Yeah.
Ben, did you know that Joel thought of you that way?
Yeah, you don't give a shit about me. No. I mean, like, I really don't know how to respond to that, man, because, like, A, I'm Asian and I don't take compliments well.
Yeah, of course,
B, I think just, like, it's so sweet to hear Joel say that because, like, I respect the crap out of this dude. I think for me, my impression was I would never make it into the general Bones circle of friends because I was too loud and obnoxious. You know what I'm saying? And I went too far. And I feel like I've always really appreciated his friendship. I didn't think that like there was this sort of like impression going on. But it really is beautiful because for me, Joel has been like the consummate artist. Like he knows what he wants. Like he's not gonna post like 10 Instagram stories a day or like, you know, try to get the clout. But he's just gonna let his art do the talking. I think. He just knows what works for him. He knows what he wants, and that's like really incredibly inspiring for like a lot of people. So when he asked me to jump on a song, I was like, hell yes, like whatever it takes to get on this track to like just not even like from a I don't know. There's no business about it. It was more like I just want to see how this guy works, how his mind ticks, how he's able to like.
Is this the first time you guys are doing something together? It is, right? I mean, I know in the past you guys have maybe done like a cover together.
Yeah, it was the first like original piece together. Yeah.
Oh man, dude. And how long? I mean, shucks, you guys already answered like 2 questions because I was just gonna ask you like how did the collaboration come about? But obviously you guys just answered it. How long did it take from pen to paper to release date, or like at least recording date for you, Joe?
It was quite fast. It was a couple of months. I think I sent him the voice message around.
I don't even know.
The 3rd quarter of the year.
Was it?
Okay.
Early 3rd quarter.
Was it that late?
Yeah, I think it was.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow, no, 3rd quarter, and then after that it was like at a wedding, and then after that like, yo, I got this, check this out.
This was fast. Like,
shucks, man.
And I think because you know like how pop music is nowadays is like sometimes the song gets served to the artist or like someone else does the melody, right?
Yes.
And I think Joel is really old fashioned in that way that you know it's all like one unified thought, like from chords to melodies to like lyric content to like theme, like comes from a central place. This guy, and I think that's why like when he came up with the structure, it was so easy to just get in the studio and finish it up. And like I always say, this Joel is kind of the master at like co-writing. He's able to like take what you bring, what he brings, just mix it all in together. And nasi padang style, but it's always something fresh. It's something new as well. And like, I think that's really cool to just be a part of it and see.
Yeah. Oh, shucks, dude. I mean, this one is slightly, it's not really part of our questions, but I'm quite interested to find out, and maybe for everyone who's listening in as well, for you guys, I mean, previously, when it comes to releases for songs, right, there's a whole bunch of promo that goes around it. There's also, I mean, a lot of times there's like the music videos, there's like, even if it's not a music video, it's maybe a short clip or lyric video, and then, I mean, you have the liberty to go out and kind of like, you know, perform it for a bit. But just early on, as you guys were saying, since this year has been an absolute no-no on that, you can't even do live shows as much, right? Was that something that you felt like, shucks, I'm not going to be able to kind of like share this in the usual fashion? In the usual way. Was that something that you had to take in consideration as well, Joe?
Yeah, I guess I did, but at the same time also like just putting stuff into perspective again, it's actually could be a good time to put out stuff. You know? Oh
man, dude. What is your personal favorite line? This might be hard, but what's your personal favorite line from the song?
Actually Ben wrote this line which really helped me. Like ever since that day, it changed quite a bit of my life. when he
Whoa,
wrote like
okay, no pressure, no pressure.
Second verse, he said, "What?" He wrote this line called "You're saying convictions are costing me constantly." Yeah, that helped.
Yo, Eminem, coming for your ass, boy.
What the heck?
Poet and don't even know it.
It changed your life. I love that. Casual. This is all about the process, man.
Yeah.
Ben, no
really
pressure.
nice,
What's your favorite line?
Actually, Joel.
You guys are so
no.
polite. Just kiss,
Yeah.
man.
No, okay. Honestly, Joel's last, like the epilogue, he's got this last verse he wrote. And I think
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was gonna write a last verse, to be honest. I thought that song was just gonna end on the chorus. And I think my favorite line is "Leave us some room for the words unsaid." And you know why that's
Yeah.
such a powerful line is because if you know General Bones, you know he doesn't like mouth off like us. Like we're very noisy people. I'll be the first to admit that we cut shut up sometimes. I think Joel, like, he says so much or so little. And that's like his, that's like the greatest thing about him. But yeah, so that line kind of encapsulates, I guess, who he is as well. I don't know if I'm just like talking out my ass at this point, but like,
Thanks, man.
I felt that very strongly when I heard it. And also because, his sweet, somber tone, right? Leave us some room for the
Yeah,
words.
okay.
And I was
Whenever
like,
Joe
like-
drops like his vocals on like a verse, right? It's just like everyone just needs to shut up and like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it's back. You know?
It's like
Okay, I really like part of the chorus, right? When you guys do the whole like it's the paradox, like even the part you're hard on yourself, but you're second to none. I feel like stuff like that really puts into perspective where you are because people always do that, right? Like people, everyone likes to think that they're a perfectionist, but more of the time we're always just comparing ourselves to someone else. And I feel like this song kind of hits the nail with not just with the fact. I mean, it's great that you're around, and of course, life is better with you. But it's just, I don't know. There's something about this song that makes me feel like no matter who you are, what stage of life, what industry you are, there's a part of us that always feels like we're inadequate. And then this song kicks you right in the nuts, or the eyes, and be like, "Hey, wake up, bitch."
Kicks you right in the eyes.
You're good. You're good enough, right? And I feel that's dude. This song hits home a bit too hard. This year's been hard for me, guys. Shit, I hate you guys.
It's so
All
true
right.
though. I mean, like I think people on that note, was it mine?
Yeah, you're hard on yourself, but you're second to none.
I think we both wrote that, but I think to that credit, like again, this industry is now rife with comparison, man, and like, I just love how like even someone at the top of his game, K. Joel, like is so like he kind of just works against that, you know what I mean, and encourages everyone to just appreciate like themselves. Yeah,
I think there's really no room for comparison if you think about it.
Yeah,
Doesn't make sense.
It's true.
Singapore
True.
number one.
Singapore number. Okay, speaking about comparison, I do want to compare, or at least talk about what you guys felt was maybe different or growth in comparison to what you've done before. So Ben, you've put out a couple of tracks this year, and Joel yourself. Like I was checking with you just now. Was your last track this year or sometime back? And when I wouldn't know any better than you. It was 2018, right?
Yes.
Was there something else that came out this year as well?
I put out my Chinese track this year.
Oh, dude, Chinese tracks. 我不讲华语, man. So, it's going to be a bit hard. But okay, what was different about Better With You for both of you than like the stuff that you put out? Maybe, I mean, number one, I'm just going to take this off the table so you cannot use this answer. The fact that it's also really grounded in where we are with the pandemic and staying at home and this is the mental health of it all. But was there something that you felt was, this is a departure in terms of like what I usually do? Or were you guys like, you know what, there's a story, I'm telling it, there's a message that needs to get out?
I think like you said, like with all these positive stuff, it's very easy for it to get cheesy, Very easy for it to get very cliche and just be like, oh, man, heard it before, Yeah.
But,
so I think I feel very proud of this song because it's not easy to pull off lah.
It's not. Guys, these two, can I just say, if not anything, these two are thoughtful guys. They know when something is cheesy. And the amount of respect and hats off, honestly, you guys did it so well.
Like
it didn't come off as a cheerleader song. I think that's like a baseline, dude. Shucks.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Yeah, I think Joel knew from the get. He was like, bro, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And I was a bit of the like, because I was writing it as well. And so when we tried to get our heads around the hook, this world is better with you around. I think I was mouthing off on it. I was on a guitar and I was just like, I was messing with that line. Yeah. And I was like, he was like, that's it. I'm like, no, that's no, like don't like stop it. Like that's not it. That's way too cheesy. He's like, no, bro, it works. Is damn good. You know, but he just kind of like, and I was like, there's no way. He's like, no way, like trust me, like with the production, with everything in, like the line works. And then later, like a few weeks ago, I was like, oh my gosh, it really does work. I was wrong. Like lesson in life, trust this guy. Like he knows, like he knows sensibilities. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I think for me, that thing was also having a song that uplifting, but also that encouraging. Like it kind of reads off as like something that you just type to a friend on like a frigging text, you know what I mean? Like you're really second to none. Like if you're really encouraging someone, and to sing those words just blatantly, is such a strong, incomparable feeling. Like you're just singing that as a chorus. That's crazy, you know? Yeah.
And but for real, go ahead. Yeah,
it's really much like it's like really relevant to the times now. So where a lot of people feel unseen, you know, a lot of people feel like they don't reach a certain benchmark or something, when it's, I think Ben would be able to explain it best, where it's, you know, it's a lot of like illusion going on.
Would you say it's elusive?
Oh, okay.
Illusory. You know, and I think it's just important to know like how you are a very positive force in just your immediate surrounding. And I think people tend to forget that because we look at Instagram and we think that we have to be something in.
Oh, dude, I love that.
On an app.
Shucks. Yeah. I mean, I love how intentional you are about it as well. Okay, so I think that's the part I want to kind of like pick your mind at, Joel, in particular, with the whole like the EP in itself, right? What was it that you set out to do? Because I mean, just hearing your heart on the issue about like, you know, people are like, you know, the whole illusion thing. Like Instagram it's not what life is, but for some reason, we all try to show that this is what my life is on display on the 9 grid, right? So you have your cafe one, you have your holiday picture, you're twirling your skirt, maybe like a workout, post-workout thing.
Yeah.
What was the...
Oddly specific.
Yeah, quite. But yeah.
Like, the funny thing is that I think 3 of us got quite lucky, right? Where we came up in a time where Instagram was still quite new. So it was quite clear, like, oh, my Instagram page is our work, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, this is what we do. But I think like a lot of the kids afterwards, they don't really have that kind of privilege in that separation.
Oh, dude. We were in quite a cute time. Like there's a crazy window before Instagram became what it was today, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, coming back to the EP, like what's the driving force behind it? I mean, because you could have just been like, screw this year, I'll do something else next year, you know. But you were like, no, I'm gonna write this. I'm gonna call up Ben. Let's do something together. Just like the heart behind the EP as well. You mentioned a bit earlier on about how, you know, not being a frontliner is also... I mean, it's those guys are sacrificing their freaking lives, like legit lives, every day out there, right? And we're taking it easy in some sense. But in terms... I mean, coming from the angle of, like... I hate to use it, but privilege, right? I don't know. I feel like even with sitting at home sometimes, as privileged as we are, there is a whole bunch of like things that we struggle with on the inside, right? And is that where the EP is coming from? Some of the things that you will struggle with as well? Yeah,
definitely. I think actually the funny part was like the first time we met in the studio, like after we were actually trying to write the song. And then like the first thing I said to Ben was like, how do you do it? Like how do you deal with all this? Like, how do you stay so positive? And then he just started laughing.
Well, you get so sad to the point that, like, the knife is just too far away. Yeah. No,
it's true, dude.
I don't know, man. Like, I feel like you have the same attitude as well. Like, I feel like you learn to laugh with yourself. I think the greatest gift you can take in this industry is to, A, not take yourself too seriously anymore, and B, just realize that like it's just more fun to laugh at and with yourself and with other people.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you do with it, man?
This year's been rough in particular. I think for me on all sides, like work, Like we've been sharing with the listeners and some of the other podcasts as well. You guys know that we've had like quite a bit of like challenges and struggles, especially with a team this size. First half of the year was not fun. I think even for myself personally, a lot of changes as well. And now just kind of looking back, I don't want to be that high and mighty guy saying that, oh, I will do all that again to, just come out again on top. I'm like, oh, no, I don't want to do that again. It's just tiring to do it. But I think just like you guys, it really put into perspective a lot of things. And I feel like if anything, I've learned to kind of be appreciative of smaller things that I would have otherwise taken for granted. Just the fact that I'm at home, I have a family, a roof over my head kind of thing. Yeah. So those things I feel like they're a pretty good reminder that, hey, I'm alive. We made it this far. The fact that we're able to do this. So for everyone else, congratulations once again. You guys are... Yes, if you didn't make it, try again. Yeah, try again.
This might be a bit controversial actually, but because I mean, again, we are in a position of privilege. We're all non-essential people. We can still make a living from home and live streams and all that stuff and all the stuff we do. But I had this feeling of like there are some points in this year where I felt pretty good, and what I mean by that was like, man, it's all shit, but we're all in shit together. You know what I'm saying? So no one's enjoying themselves. No one's having a good time. We're all binge watching Netflix. We're all having a crappy ass time. It's kind of dope.
Yeah.
And it sounds terrible. Like, as it leaves my mouth, I know, like, I'm gonna cop some heat for saying it. But like, no. So I did an Instagram story. So I did a poll. I was like, did you secretly enjoy this year? 75% of people said yes.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. Honestly.
Yeah, right. And why do you think that is? Okay.
Man.
I had this other friend who was quite severely depressed the past couple of years. I think, again, it was just almost like comparison is the enemy of joy. Like, he was really comparing himself. And then this year hit. This asshole is like the happiest I've ever seen him. Like, he's just so happy.
Honestly, perspective, man. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's also the fact that suddenly everyone's humanity is revealed, right? The concept of celebrity was destroyed for a while. All famous people, personalities got cancelled left, right, center. We realized what was really important in life, and the truth of it is and thankfully, music is a very beautiful, powerful, uniting tool. So that aside, that little slice aside from the other nonsense, infamy stuff, it was nice to hang on to music and to see all musicians rediscover the love of music and not put out music just for streams or to get clout or whatever, but just to fall in love with the art of even writing a pop song again. And that was really nice. Yeah.
Oh, shucks, guys. I love that. Okay, before we jump into our game to kind of turn up the moods a little bit, you guys might want to jump on YouTube for this one. 2 questions for you guys. Number 1, what was one fun thing that you found yourself doing throughout the this year? So something that you were doing at home. Something fun. Whether it was like a new series, whether a new hobby, like what was something for you guys? I think this is the part people want to find out as well. Let's start with Joe.
Fun now.
Sounds almost foreign as the words leave your mouth. Give us something, man. Come on.
I watched Queen's Gambit. It was quite a good show. Thought that was good.
Joe, that's like one movie, dude.
Yeah.
What else? You had no fun before that?
No, Queen's Gambit was pretty fun.
How many times did you watch it?
I watched it once. Yeah.
You just loved it so much.
Okay. Ben, what about you?
I mean, I picked up yoga.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's interesting.
Involuntarily, because I had to.
Doesn't know me.
Yeah, because of my fiance, who's
Okay,
a
of course.
yogi. Hey, it was
Yes.
dope. Yoga's dope. I just put it out there.
Are you happy that you
I'm very
you jumped
centered,
into that
can't you
world?
tell? No, but there's a very fun portion of yoga called inversions, where it's not just about, downward dog, but like you get to do weird handstand stuff. Clearly, yeah. I'm not...
Okay.
Yeah, okay. It was fun, right? It was.
Okay, that's great. That's all we need to know. Second question, last one before we jump into the game. What is the best thing you've bought this year? I feel like this one is something that I'm starting to ask people because we spend a lot of time at home and your hands get itchy. You do jump onto like Amazon and like stuff and Lazada, right? So what is the one thing you bought this year that you're like, I really like that?
It's checking up his
Check out his history,
Lazada.
or purchase history.
Purchase list. Oh, I bought like badminton rackets and shuttlecocks.
Are you playing that now?
Yeah. Why?
Okay, that's good. That's a good investment. Health.
It was really fun. Yeah, it was surprisingly fun.
Okay.
What about you? What did you buy that you enjoyed?
You know, I feel like when you're in a room or in a house for so long, you start to realize that, you see the same spot, you're like, something could be here. I think the best thing I've spent my money on this year might just have been just like the renovations for my place, for the place I'm staying in now. So that's painful because furniture and renovation costs a buttload.
Did you do a full renovation of the whole place? Or?
Yes, almost basically a full renovation. So that was, oh my goodness. I have one kidney. So it's fine. Joel, come on, surprise us.
Oh, I bought this cool mop.
Oh,
Stick
shit.
it in.
Is that it cleans itself, is it, when you put it in?
It's damn cool. So you got one washing part and one drying part.
You're so
The mop brand, if
domesticated,
you
I
guys
love
want
this.
to kind of quickly sponsor.
Yo, hit us up.
Yeah, hit up Joel and Ben. Music
like a
video
toaster.
for Better With You. With you guys just mops,
It's amazing, look at it. Wait, look. It drains the gunk from the thing. Look at it's.
Okay, well.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Only Joel would know because he owns it. Okay, fine. That's an alright. That's an alright purchase.
Gorgeous.
Good job, guys. Congratulations. I'm gonna give you guys applause for that one. Alright, now we're gonna go into a game based off a trend. It's how it started versus how it's going. Basically, what happens is I'm gonna show you guys a couple of pictures of yourselves. Alright? And I want you to tell us your mind space at that time and also what you would have said to that person back in that time. Alright?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start with Gentle Bones first. First picture. I really like this one because it's very like I could be friends with this guy, but he'll probably think I'm not cool enough. This is the first picture.
Woo!
When was this?
Nice.
2000 and I think 13, 14.
Okay. And I like this sweater, raised eyebrow look. Do you feel like tell us the mind space at this time? Even like music wise, career wise, where were you? You blown up, man.
My mind space was like I felt like I had a baby face, so I had to frown to look a bit.
Oh yeah, gotta throw in that anger face. I love it. And 2013 was 2013, is it?
Yeah, I think 2013.
Around there.
Yeah.
Okay. And what would you have said to 2013 Joel Gentlebones if you got to meet him today?
I'd say you're doing okay, man. You're doing okay.
You're doing okay, man. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. Where is this? Like, what fancy white background is this in Singapore? I need to come and find it out, dude.
Is that a real background or is it a green screen or like a...
It's a real background.
It's a real place.
It's just this tile
It's
wall
really nice.
somewhere. Forgot where that was.
Walao eh.
Wow.
I love that. Do you feel like this raised eyebrow look has become something you've kept on doing until today?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
I like it. It's quite like, you want to fight, is it? You want to go outside, is it? Come on, settle outside.
Yeah, we step outside. Saturday day.
All right, nice one. Let's move on to Ben. Ben, we've got... Okay,
no.
This one's cute. Are you ready, Ben?
No.
Oh, man.
Let's go.
So many questions. So little answers. This is 2000, about 14, 15 as well?
No, this is 2012.
Oh, snap.
Freaking
This is fresh Willow Ben.
Fresh willows.
And what
If you
was
look
happening
closely,
at this
right, you
point
can
of time?
see I had goggle marks still.
Oh, really?
Like,
Oh, why?
I think so. Yeah.
So everyone who's like watching this on YouTube, guys, y'all need to come and check this out. So we got this picture of Ben. It's a real deep V. It's a lot of
This is a
lot
DV.
of
That's
chesticle skin, bro.
I think that was my first ever low cut shirt, and I wore it to death. I don't know why.
It was because you're like, I really like this. It's very airy on the front.
It was very airy.
And the hat, of course, Ben
and
with the
the
iconic
hat.
hat.
Oh my god,
Where,
I hate this so much.
What was happening in 2012?
I don't know.
So seem very
Actually,
angry,
it's funny
Ben.
you say because like I'm moving house this period, and so I uncovered the box with at least like 20 of these stupid hats. Do you want any? I know you like the hats too. You want me to ship them to you?
Yeah. Sign me up, man.
You
We
want
do
the,
give
the
away.
white brim stuff?
Oh man, and you guys you already was the Willows around at this point? It was, right? You guys were already.
We just
doing,
started,
like,
I think, at the time. Yeah.
Okay.
That's not even my guitar. That's John's. Sorry, John.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Boses, yeah.
What would you have said to this band
Shut
back
up.
in 2012? Shut up.
Yeah, shut up with spoken word bullshit.
Okay, we gotta. Oh, I almost want to link that right now, but okay. Nice. Let's jump back to Joel. Oh, I really like this picture.
I can't wait.
I was like, guys, can we get this picture to be printed out as well? So this is, dude. Can I just say, your pictures are both your pictures are the walls are very nice. This one,
Ayo, so cute.
I love this. This is, dude. This is, so. For everyone who has yet to discover the genius which is Gentle Bones, right? He's got this insane, like, there's such a chill vibe, but he's also like, he do normal thing also, you feel like, oh my god, superstars, yeah. Like he put his hand inside his sweater, raise eyebrows, you feel the vibes. He's like he's brushing teeth. What was, walk us through, when was this?
No, I took this photo for one of my singles called
Yes.
Dear Me that I put out.
Yep.
So it's a song I wrote to myself, right?
Yep.
And then in order for it to not look as like cheesy, because there was this moment in the song where I was looking at myself I look at myself in the morning, I see myself, and it's like everything's alright, you know.
Yeah.
So I thought the best way to like kind of translate the idea was when I would be brushing my teeth, lah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because like, when are you also looking at your mirror, at yourself throughout the day other than this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know,
I love this, dude.
Funny story, if you show that to Hearsy, he would barf because Hearsy has a phobia of
He
people
does.
brushing teeth.
Correct.
So we should show it to Hearsy.
We should. I'll send this to him. We won't even tell him. He
Yeah.
opens it and then he just shit himself. I really like. Is this your actual bathroom wall at home, or is this like,
Wow.
dude? If there's anything this guy could probably do is also do ID. I love your wall, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't choose the wall.
What is it? Is it marble? Is it retiling? Is it vinyl? Tell us the secret.
Yeah, tell us walk us through the look.
Yeah.
I don't know, Sam.
It's 90 by 90?
I don't know
Is it-
much about interior design. Sorry, guys.
Okay, well it's nice, and that's what matters. What would you say to this, Joel?
Oh, just say like, "What's up?"
Okay, so
Recently,
no like
yeah.
big words of like, be careful, that one's gonna hurt you, or like nothing. Just like take it up, bro. Just slowly. Settle outside.
Yeah, brush slowly. You know,
Brush.
it's not good for the gums.
Don't yeah. I love that, a bit of dental care right there. Ben, this one's more of the dramatic kind. I feel like this one is,
Oh no.
again, we love the chest right here, but this one's pretty cool.
And more chest.
This is the
Wow,
astronaut
another DV.
space explorer.
Space Explorer.
Space-
Laura, the Explorer.
Singapore go to the moon.
Yeah,
What is
go
this?
Punggol.
When was this?
This was the cover for Lovers Forever, so it was this
Yes.
this year. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
so it was done in a
this-
bookstore in Bugis,
Yeah.
and then we got someone to make it Star Warsy, and
This is like Jan Feb, is it? When
it's probably like March, I think, April.
it's just before COVID?
This is in the midst of COVID.
Ah, you brave man.
Yeah, braving the COVID.
And what would you say to Ben at the start of this year? I think this is very apt because like this is the reflection point of the podcast today.
I would
Like
get
what would you
my-
have said to him?
Yeah, I would have gone to
Huh?
my people to find a way to call Kobe's people.
Oh,
Tell them not to get on that helicopter. Man, what were
seem
you?
very
What
affected
about
by
this? What were you? You see, you're
Dude, I don't need.
you're a white brim hat kind of man as well, aren't you? Look at that.
I like how you just whipped that out. Dude, I think that was Penang. We flew over.
You also see the Mandarin collar and then the white brim hat.
Yeah.
I see you.
Dude, I think 2016.
Wow.
I don't know what it was, but we flew to Penang for a show, and then we did a couple of songs, and then we were like about to go back, and they were like, "Hey, let's take a picture." And I was like, "I'm really tired. I got stomachache." I remember having a stomachache because I had McDonald's in that Penang, and there was something wrong with that McDonald's.
Yeah, I noticed that at the period, like it was like, okay, Ming is an entertainer, no hat. Ming is a singer, hat.
Yeah,
Correct?
That's how I handle my
see.
my different personality.
Who's this? Cannot tell already. Clark Kent? Wow.
No, my goodness. All right, guys, thanks for watching so far into the podcast. You guys have no choice. It is the Tabletop Podcast. And we're just going to wrap things up with Joel and Ben. Guys, thank you so much for jumping in on the podcast with me. I love that I have both of you as my guests for the final one of the year. But with the game and where I've kind of like made you guys think about what you have said to that previous versions of yourself, what would you say to the future versions of yourself? That's where we want to land on. Because 2021, right? I mean, let's not be disillusioned with the fact that, you know, people think, oh, new year, new beginnings, everything's going to be okay. It's not. It's not going to be okay for like a foreseeable future, man. But now with 2020 under our belt, with the shit fest under our belt, what do you guys? What's 21 going to be for you guys?
Yeah, I think I'd tell myself to remember how fun everything was. I think it's very easy to get caught up in like everything is fun until it becomes work, right? You realize all your hobbies become work and then they're not fun anymore. So I think I'm just in a season where I'm constantly trying to find the fun in everything to like kind of sustain me. It's going pretty well. So I definitely tell myself to remember the fun. Yes, sir.
Joel?
Same.
I love that.
But I tell you, man.
Of one heart and one mind.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
No, Joel, you have to give us something more than that.
Symbiotic.
Hopes and dreams, whatever, man. What you're looking forward to?
I
What
just smile to my future self. Does that work?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I like that. I like that.
Smile and yeah.
It's not bad. All right, guys. You want to say anything? Final words to your Malaysian fans as we wrap it up. Anything you guys want to? I'll give you guys some time to think about it while I plug you guys in one more time, guys. For everyone else, make sure you check out Better With You. It's available now on all your it's all platforms, right? It's everywhere, right?
Yes,
I
sir.
hope it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's everywhere, guys. But for I know Asians, we are all on Spotify as well. So make sure you from here you can actually just jump over and listen Better With You, as well as the other songs that are jumping out from these beautiful men into next year as well. So make sure you let us know what you feel about it. If it makes you feel things, chat us up on the Instagram stories as well. We like to see that you guys are listening and part of the conversation. Joe and Ben, what are final things that you guys want to say to your Malaysian fans? We'll leave Singapore fans for another time.
Hey, man. Be good. Be kind to yourself and your friends and your neighbors. Singapore. We'll be kind to you. But just be in good spirits. And hopefully once this barrier gets lifted, we can all actually see each other again and go out for some like bak kut teh or something.
Yeah, like real bak kut teh, not
Real bak kut
hot
teh.
pepper soup.
Yeah.
Oi, sorry.
Pepper.
Joe, anything for your fans? Anything they can look out for?
You got some songs coming up, right?
Yeah.
Next
Putting
year?
out more music. Yeah.
Yeah. I got some nonsense coming out. I'm sure we'll do a TikTok at some point. And yeah.
Hope to
Okay,
see you
I'm looking forward to that one.
soon.
Yeah,
Hey,
we'll
what?
see you guys soon, man.
Yes. Oh, dude, shucks, it's been so long. For reals,
Yeah.
for reals. Guys, thank you so much for listening into today's podcast. If anything, there was another episode of just really reflecting about what the year has been for all of us, especially with our friends from down under in Singapore. Because life is just... It's been a tough one, guys. And if there's anything I can say is we did well. We're all alive. And thank you so much for making stuff like Better With You for us to listen to and remind ourselves that, hey, you know what? Life isn't all that bad.
It's better
And
with
we're all
you
better with each
around.
other inside. I love that. Just as I was about to say. Big thanks to Gentle Bones and Ben for being part of this year's final podcast. And for all of you guys as well listening to this wherever you are, at home, in the library, on the way to work, about to sleep. Guys, we love you so much. Thanks for listening in. And we hope you guys have a brand new year that is, I won't say better, but just better. Yes, I'll end it with that. Guys, check us out on Spotify and YouTube. More Table Talk available on there as well as a whole bunch of content coming over on the Ming Things IGTV and YouTube, I almost want to say, I don't even know at this point. What it is, follow us on socials. You can check the boys out as well in the description box below. We'll see you guys in the next one. Happy New Year, happy holidays, and keep your butts clean. Remember to wipe. See you guys.